Who is the most powerful being in the Warhammer 40,000 universe? Many would say the Chaos Gods. Others might point to the Stand. But there's one figure who stands at the very heart of the Imperium, a man, a god, a corpse on a golden throne, the Emperor of mankind. Today, we raid diving deep into the story of the one who is both worshipped as a deity and trapped in a state of living death. How did one man become the hope and the curse of an entire species? Let's find out. Our story begins not in the grim darkness of the 41st millennium, but thousands of years ago, on ancient Terra, right here on Earth. Around 8000 B.C., a group of powerful human psychers, the shamans, sensed a growing danger. The warp, the psychic dimension that mirrors our own, was becoming turbulent, and upon death, their souls were being consumed by predatory entities. To protect humanity's future, they made an extraordinary decision. In a collective ritual, thousands of them sacrificed their lives, their souls merging into a single, immensely powerful being. This newborn entity was the Emperor. For millennia, he walked among humanity in secret, quietly guiding our development from the shadows. He was a king, a scientist, a prophet, a general, playing whatever role was necessary to nudge civilization forward. He witnessed the rise and fall of empires, the birth of sciences, and the dawn of space travel. He knew humanity had the potential to rule the galaxy, but he also knew the dangers lurking in the void. He waited patiently for the right moment to reveal himself. That moment came during the Age of Strife, a dark period when human civilization collapsed across the galaxy. Warp storms cut off interstellar travel, and countless human worlds fell to alien invasions or internal rebellion. Terra itself devolved into a wasteland ruled by techno-barbarian warlords. It was then that the Emperor emerged from the shadows. With his superhuman intellect, charisma, and unmatched psychic power, he created an army of genetically engineered super soldiers, the Thunder Warriors. In a series of brutal campaigns known as the Unification Wars, he conquered Terra, uniting the warring factions under his single banner and establishing the Imperium of Man. With Terra secured, the Emperor set his sights on the stars. He knew humanity was scattered and vulnerable, and he envisioned a new golden age, a secular, rational empire where humanity, not gods or aliens, would be masters of their own destiny. This was the imperial truth. To lead his Great Crusade and reunite the lost human worlds, he needed generals of unparalleled ability. On a secret laboratory on the moon, using his own genetic material, he created 20 demigod sons, the Primarchs. But disaster struck. The nascent Chaos Gods, seeing the threat the Emperor posed, scattered the infant Primarchs across the galaxy, casting them onto distant, unknown worlds. And deterred, the Emperor pushed forward. He created a new generation of warriors, the Space Marines, crafted from the genetic templates of his lost sons. Leading these legions himself, he began the Great Crusade. For 2 centuries, the Imperium expanded at a breathtaking pace. Stars were reconquered, and one by one, the lost Primarchs were found. Each was a legend in his own right, and when reunited with their father and their respective Space Marine legions, they became the spearhead of humanity's manifest destiny. The galaxy, it seemed, was on the verge of being united under the Emperor's secular, enlightened rule. But the seeds of tragedy had already been planted. The Emperor's greatest dream was a galaxy free from the superstitions and dangers of religion. He preached the imperial truth, a doctrine of logic and science, denying the existence of gods. He was a staunch atheist, even though he was arguably the most powerful psychic in existence. This was his greatest, most tragic irony. In his desire to starve the Chaos Gods of worship, he concealed the true nature of the warp from his sons and his subjects. He treated the very real powers of chaos as mere alien phenomena or products of delusion. This left his children, especially the most psychically gifted among them, vulnerable to the whispers and temptations from the Unitarian. The breaking point was the Horus heresy. Horus Lupercal, the emperor's most favored son and war master of the Great Crusade, was corrupted by the forces of chaos, promised power, glory, and freedom from his father's perceived tyranny. Horus turned against the emperor. Half of the Primarchs and their Space Marine legions joined him, plunging the fledgling Imperium into a catastrophic civil war that tore the galaxy apart. The dream of a united humanity turned into a nightmare of brother fighting brother. The heresy culminated in the Siege of Terra. Horus, empowered by all four chaos gods, laid siege to the imperial palace. The fate of humanity hung in the balance. In a final, desperate gambit, the emperor teleported aboard Horus's flagship, the Vengeful Spirit, for a final confrontation with his fallen son. The battle was titanic, a clash of beings with the power of gods. The emperor, holding back, could not bring himself to unleash his full power against his beloved son. It was a fatal hesitation. Horus struck him down, inflicting mortal wounds. Only when he saw one of his loyal custodians utterly destroyed by Horus did the emperor finally accept what had to be done. He gathered the last of his psychic might and obliterated Horus, erasing him not just from physical existence, but from reality itself, soul and all. The emperor was broken, his body shattered, on the brink of death. He was carried back to the imperial palace and placed upon the golden throne, a massive, arcane life support machine he had originally designed as a component of the Human Webway project. This throne sustains his life, but just barely. For 10,000 years, he has sat silent and immobile, a psychic beacon shining across the galaxy, guiding starships through the treacherous warp. His mind, however, is anything but silent. He wages a constant, unseen war against the demons of the warp, holding back the tide of chaos that threatens to consume humanity. In the ultimate paradox, the man who rejected divinity is now worshipped as the God Emperor of mankind. The secular Imperium he fought to build has become the ecclesiarchy, a fanatical, galaxy-spanning theocracy that preaches worship of him as the one true God. Billions of prayers are directed at him daily, and 1,000 psychers are sacrificed every day to fuel the arcane machinery of the Golden Throne, their life force extending his own tortured existence. Is he truly a god now, empowered by the faith of trillions? Or is he merely a decaying prisoner on a throne of lies, his original dream twisted into a grotesque parody? The Emperor of mankind is a figure of immense tragedy. He is the savior who is slowly dying to protect his people, the father who was betrayed by his sons, the rationalist who became a god against his will. His story is the central pillar of the Warhammer 40,000 universe, a tale of immense ambition, catastrophic failure, and eternal, agonizing sacrifice. He is the light of the Astronomicon, the shield against chaos, and the silent, suffering heart of the Imperium. A god who never wanted to be, and a man who can never truly die. What do you think? Is the Emperor a hero, a tyrant, or a tragic victim of his own grand design? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this dive into the lore, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next exploration of the 41st millennium. Thanks for watching.